Hello, my friends, and welcome to part 180 of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Let's Play series. So I was like, at first, like, last, hold on, I need to get this. Okay, good. There it is. Okay, and it's on live. So, I was like, I had to mute it real quick. But yeah, I think I will do solo mode. I decided, like, I think I have time for everything. All I really need to do is just make the my decks, like, going over my decks and opponent's decks. I just need to make them take less long. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over the, highlight cards. And I'll just, cycle through all the rest. And I think that'll work out a lot better. So, here's the verse, though. So, it may take a little bit, but I will timestamp when I get to everything. Let's go to solo mode first, though. So, this is solo mode for the UAs, by the way. So, I'm gonna get the tile of it, too. So, and the crowd. Luckily, I already had the decks. So I'm glad. So now I'm kind of glad I made the decks, because I wasn't even really planning to do this, but since I already have the decks together, it's perfect. So according to elapsed time, it's a little off, I think. Yeah, see, it's always a little off, like on like the PlayStation versus the YouTube live stream, but I don't think that really affects anything. But maybe when I'm doing timestamps, I should go based off of the YouTube live stream. So, you know what? I'm just going to say 2 hours, just to make it easy. This is the first timestamp. It is solo mode. And the crowd goes wild. I just want to get that, just so I know the title too. Oh yeah, and I got my first not 100%. I accidentally made like one mistake, one typo, and I couldn't go back. So now I'm kind of upset about that for my class, but it's not any big deal. I got 100% on everything else. Maybe later on I can go back, but for now, I'm not gonna worry about it. And if I can't, like, it only brought my grade down to like 99 point something %, so very, very small change. Very small change. So yeah, anyway, here's the first my deck. So here's what I'm doing for the first my deck. I don't know if these are the most competitive decks this time. I just wanted to kind of like do something a little bit more fun. So I'm going to start with, I even forgot to change accessories, but, I mean, whatever. I don't know if I have a good mate for these. Maybe I can show off the sword. Wait, why is this one prohibited? Oh, it's because I was planning to get a few more gems to get some of these extra ones. Well, it's not any big deal. I don't really need the Playmaker here. Not everybody even uses Playmaker. So what I'll do is I'll just craft 2 of these. Yeah, I'm just gonna craft 2 of those. And luckily with that, like, that basically makes all my other decks pretty much complete. I think. If I need to, I can change a slight thing to make it complete. Anyway, I get Boxer for completing this. That's cool. So here, UA Igknight first thing. Okay, so I gotta go through this deck a little bit. So now that I'm actually on... Oh, I didn't mean to say Oh, you know what? It was a typo. I meant to say 2 minutes in. My bad. I accidentally said 2 hours in. I meant to say 2 minutes in for the solo mode. I don't know if I can remove. Yeah, solo mode. Yeah, I'm just gonna remove the other one then. Luckily I can remove it real easily. So it's for the, and the crowd goes wild. Yeah, I just delete it because like I messed up there. I'll just say 5 minutes. I'm just gonna do it like this. Hopefully people understand. Because that is slightly annoying. So I'm just gonna do it like this. Or no, I can write, I can type it out, I guess. So this is the UA Igknight. Igknight deck overview. And as long as I go fast enough, I should be able to get through everything, even the festival, without like running it too much into my lunchtime. So that's good. Anyway, so there's the Igknight deck overview. Okay, so this is for the UA Ignites. So basically, the main thing about the Ignites is that like, the cool thing about this is basically, I can. That kind of stinks. That add 1 Fire Warrior monster from your deck of graveyard to your hand. I have to trade off 2 to get 1. But I guess the thing is, like, if I had a whole bunch of, like, 7s, like, if I had 3, like, 7 scales in my hand, and I didn't have any 4 scales, I could just, like, put down 2 7 scales, destroy both to add 1 of my 4 scales, and with the other 7 scale, or 2 scale, add a 2 scale, and then with the 2 scale in my hand, I can just put that down, and now I have a 2 and a 7 scale. And then this one also kind of helps with the deck as well. Special summoning ignites. I mean, I don't really want to special summon them. I'd rather have them in the pendulum zone, but it gives me another material, I guess. Maybe a tribute if I need to, just in case I need to tribute summon for like the level 5 in case I open really bad. But yeah, I kind of think pendulum summoning is basically what it was going for here. Pendulum summoning. The only thing that sucks is that not all my UAs will be able to be special summoned. This is really the only high level one that will be able to be special summoned, which is a little unfortunate. Although I would be able to special summon the level 4s, so maybe I could get multiple of the level 4s, which is kind of nice too. So I guess there's also that, like, but like it's not like that hard to put them on the field. So this is to maybe kind of make up for like not as good hands. And also Summoner's Art can like add me the Ignite. This is probably the better way to add the Ignite, because then I'm not going down 2 cards just to get 1 card in hand. Yeah. So that's nice. It gets me easy pendulum scales, and maybe I can go into some kind of pendulum summon. Oh yeah, and then Foolish Burgers is literally just to send the penalty box. I'm probably not going to care about activating this much. More just putting this out to get a UA spell. Probably one of the field spells. Yeah. Adding UAs and FAs, and then this. And then this can also add back. This can also add back a UA stadium if I need. But I have 3 of each, so I don't think I'm going to be needing to add back a UA stadium anytime soon. If you had less, then like, sure, but I decided to put as many of the field spells as I could. I think that's pretty much the ratios I had for all of these decks. And then this one is just special summon UA from the deck. Of course, this one doesn't require you to pay life points. That's kind of nice. I don't have the one that requires... Oh, yeah, and the extra deck, yeah, I have the level 8 OTK in case I get, like, 2 player managers on the field. And then I can go into that OTK plan. I'm probably never going to bring out the Hope Harbinger. I'd rather just go for the OTK. But maybe I want to bring out Hope Harbinger. For the spell negation. And then Galaxy can just give me a bunch of, like, link materials, basically. Using, these 2 level 7s right here. And then MX Saber, since I have I have a few level 3s. And so I can basically trade those out to get a level 4, one of my level 4 warriors that are most likely going to be the UA level 4s. Yeah, the Ignites are mostly like just to help bring out the UAs a little bit easier. Yeah, that's mainly their purpose. Since they can't really search for any of the UAs, at least they can maybe bring them out a little bit easier. That was the plan anyway. Hold on. Okay, yeah, it should be good now. Okay, hold on just a second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much the deck. And then the links are just pretty much like generic good stuff. For the most part. Of course, Blacklist Soldier works with all my high level monsters. But they're not needed too much, which is why I'm playing Pav Extravagance. Because I don't really care too much about the X deck. But if I go into any of them, I still got nice options. I just didn't want to play... Some people are playing like options that you literally can't go into, and I was like, I don't want to do that. I'd rather have the options in case they come up. Oh yeah, and then of course reinforcement is another way to bring out the warriors, and they can also bring the Ignites too if I need that. If I already have the setups, but maybe I want it a little bit easier to bring out a bunch of them. So yeah. That's pretty much the deck right there. So I think I was much better on time this time. So I'm just going to say 13 minutes. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to do it like this because it's kind of annoying. Hopefully people understand that this is 13 minutes. So 13 minutes is the UA Igknight Duel. Okay. Yeah, much better on time this time. Pretty great. Yeah, and you can feel free to read that if you want. I'm sorry if some of you want to see a different mate. You can let me know if you want to see a specific mate for some of the others. But I don't know if I really have... Oh, you know what? I have the sword. I could probably use the sword. So you know what? I'm going to go out and use the Excalibur sword. Here, I'll use the Excalibur sword as the mate. I don't know if I even have that. Maybe I have a good mate, though. I should at least check. I guess I could change up the accessories a little bit, too. Might as well. I'll just real quick change accessories. The main accessories. I don't know if I have a good accessory though. Good card case. It's Earth, so I guess I could just do Earth. If I even have that. I don't know even if I even have that. No, I don't. I don't really want to buy it either. I'll just stick with the I'll make them. I'll just make them basic colors. I have a Earth Protector at the very least. Goes well with the Earth attribute of the UAs. I don't know what I can do with these. Guess I just like this one. Kind of a nice one. I guess I could do this because Igknight, the Igknight's giving off to Igknights. And then I'll just change it here real quick. Oh wait, actually I should probably, and I can do that one. There we go. And then player manager for the last one. Good enough. Okay. And now change accessories for this one. Too bad I don't have any like racing. Actually the car one could be pretty good for this to go with the FAs. I don't know though. Maybe I can go with Exceed Black this time. It's kind of cool. Once again, the Earth. I don't think it really matters if it's... Doesn't exactly have to be spot on. I'm just more or less choosing random ones. Okay, and then good. There's already 3 right there. And then I guess I could just change it here. Fusion. I am running quite a few fusions for this deck. Still do Earth. I don't know. I guess I could do that one. Just trying to get random ones for each. That's kind of cool. And then none of these cards are showing off. I think I'm gonna change out this one. Yeah, I don't think I'm even using that card. So, instead of that... Oh yeah, and then for this one I bought 3 of the Gaia structure deck, so it wasn't too hard to get the Gaia cards for it. I'm just gonna go with this one since it's a holo. Okay. And then... I'll see if I already have a good mate for the UA Igknights. I'll change the, hold on. Gaia Fierce Knight would be good for the UA Gaia deck, but for this one, rather not buy a new mate if I don't have to. Because I don't really have a lot of gems right now. I mean, I guess I could do sports since UAs are all about the sports. I'll do that to kind of fit more of the UA theme. There we go. Good enough. There, at least it's more on theme now. So I'm going to do 19 minutes is the UA Igknight duel. And then I'll just say... And now I'll just delete the other one. Man, still took a while to get to it. At least I'll change now, though. So it makes it easier for the other two. Okay, let's get into this now. Here we go. And the crowd goes wild. Okay, here we go. Now I'm ready. Good enough. I think you basically see all of the accessories when it comes to my deck duels. Not sure if you see the dual field. If you don't see the dual field, I mean, I still like changing them. But yeah, you don't. Not sure if the dual if this is a dual field I picked or not. I think this is just the dual field for the solo mode. So I guess you don't see the dual field. It defaults to the opponent's dual field in solo mode, I think. So yeah, I have 2 and 7. This is perfect. See what I'm talking about. 3 7s. If I had if this was also a 7, or if this was like a UA instead, what I could do is I could place 2 down. I think they have to be. No, they don't have to be different. I could destroy both to get a 2. I pay. It's really bad trade-off, but I mean, if I really desperately need a 2 to get the pendulum scale started, I think it's worth it. But in this case, I don't really need to do that. It's like only if you need to, I would say. Only if you need to. I think you can also get the actually no, it might still be worth it to get that Draco Slayer guy. And also this is a good way to like start putting some into the X deck too. So I think I might do it anyway because it also can get me the effect monster. But of course this is nice because now I can get a UA spell. Again, I'm mainly just focused on getting one of the field spells. I think it's... Yeah, because this is level 8, so I basically need to get this one to make sure I get a UA FA into my hand. So I'll go ahead and do this. And then what I can add here is... What does this one do? You can shuffle 1 level 5 or higher UA from your hand to the deck. Oh, and then special summon 1. And then this one allows me to return a UA monster to the hand. And oh, okay, that's nice. And I guess I'll go with the Libro Spiker then. Seems good. Yeah, so now what I can do, I'm going to go ahead and put down 2 of the 7s. Yeah. 2 of the 7s. So now I can add myself the effect Igknight. Yeah, here we go. This one is really good. Pendulum effect. Ooh, this can... Oh, I get to shuffle a pendulum monster from my X deck to the deck. And then I add a Igknight. Okay, so this is another way to get the add. So mainly you want it for the pendulum effect. For the spell effect of it. So I'll go ahead and put down these 2 to get my 2 and 7 scales. And I'll also add... Oh, I can't activate it? That's fine. Anyway, might as well go for the pendulum summon. So now I can... Ooh, this one is 2700 defense though. That's kind of nice. I think I'm gonna go for the one that's 2700 defense. Oh man, I really should have put in some rank 6s. I wasn't even thinking. I guess I could have put in a few extra exceeds, but it's fine. So now I can also special summon these. And also I'm kind of curious if like pendulum summoning the Libro will still trigger the player manager in hand, or if it just misses timing. It's wow, it still triggers it in hand. That's awesome. So I think, I wonder if this would have been game actually. Dang it. Oh well, I'll just target a call in the field and store it. Cool. So now I can go into Link Summon. Not bad. Could use Player Manager. That's nice. Yeah, I think I will then. 3 monsters with different names. Okay. Fair enough. Or I could honestly just go into IP and then just make something the opponent's turn. That has to be 3 monsters specifically, though. IP's kind of nice, though. It's too bad these guys aren't level 7s. Or else I could just use those. If I do that, I need to use the Player Manager. I don't know. I think I'd rather just... When this oh, it's only when it destroys an opponent's monster by battle anyway. I probably should just go with the IP then. I think I can just use these 2, yeah. Yeah, they go back to the X deck, which is pretty nice. So now I can just go into a Link during my opponent's turn now. So that's another thing. So even if I Pendulum Summon my UA, it can still trigger the Player Manager. I wasn't sure. But I also want to play this deck to test that out. There are some confusing rulings sometimes. Might as well do IP here. Unfortunately, I guess I'll go with Blacklist a Soldier. Because I don't have anything to discard. Oh wait, this has to be three monsters. Man, that... Hold on. Now I'm forced into it. Dang it, I should have waited. Yeah, I don't know. Kinda don't want to use... Then again, I mean, I could just use the... Man, fine, I'll use it, just so I can get a Link 3 on the field. Hold on. See, you can't... Oh, I can't even do... Yeah, I can't... I might as well go for the Unicorn. Unfortunately, I can't even activate the effect. But whatever. I don't think it matters too much anyway. Oh, this also grants an extra normal summon. Not that it really matters. So now... Why? I don't understand why I can't activate this effect. Shuffle 1 face-up Pendulum monster from your X deck into the deck. Then add 1... Oh, does it have to be a non-Pendulum Igknight? I think it has to be a non-Pendulum Igknight. I was wondering about that. I think it has to be a non-Pendulum Igknight. So I don't really understand the point of this guy, other than to be another... albeit more expensive scale 7 card. I guess it's because you can maybe set him to... I guess it's... Oh! That's how you can go into synchros. I wasn't even thinking about that. I'm not even really using it for that. Oh. Now I kind of feel bad I crafted it. Because I didn't even really need him. And all the other Igknights were like normals and rares. Whatever. Might as well just finish off this duel here with the access code. Oh, this is why you have a link spider, so you can, yeah, so I can have the effect. It's at least nice that when you use Pendulum for a link summon, it goes to the X deck. So now I didn't have to use the player manager for this. And it also gives me another attribute monster in the graveyard. I mean, and Earth isn't really a typically used attribute of Link monster anyway. So it barely ever gets in the way. There. Access code. Yeah, I could have made some maybe decently better plays, but still worked out fine. And now the next deck. It's gonna, I think. Yeah, it's kind of weird with the Igknights, but I think this deck is also a little weird. It's not like the best combined deck, but I decided like, this deck I kind of like because like the next warrior deck I have, I think they're pretty much like the next warrior deck I have. Yeah, so what I'll do here. Yeah, so I'll just get rid of him. Yeah, the next warrior deck I have is 6 Samurais, and the thing about 6 Samurais is this won't work as well with 6 Samurais because I actually have level 7 or higher warriors and UAs, but I don't think I'm playing any level 7 or higher warriors in 6 Samurais. And also, now with like these guys, I have a lot more high level warriors that are just part of the Gaia archetype as well. So now it may be a little bit easier to play this guy, and this guy allows me to also add a level 5 warrior specifically. So the perfect ace basically. So yeah, that was kind of what I was thinking right here. Unfortunately, the UAs also aren't made up of dragons, so it doesn't really fit as well for that sort of thing, but I decided I kind of like the synergy that Soldier Gaia has, so I decided to go with the Gaia deck. And at least this way it's like an actual archetype. I was thinking about doing like warrior good stuff, but then I decided against it because I wanted to do actual archetypes instead. Unfortunately, they also don't go too well with... I'm not really playing the Chaos build anyway, so it doesn't really matter that the UAs aren't made up of lights and darks. Apparently, the non-Chaos Gaia build is the more popular one anyway. Oh yeah, and I'm playing Spiral Fusion and Polymerization because the only thing about Spiral Fusion is it's only for fusion summoning dragons, and the star I want to play him. But this just gives me more ways to fusion summon in general anyway, so I didn't think that was too bad. Now I can either search for this fusion spell and go into some of my Gaia fusions, or I just use regular Polymerization to go into them, or the Adon, whatever I want. I didn't want to play the other stars because they were a little expensive, and I didn't want to like spend extra CP to craft them. But yeah, Gaia, yeah, and these are pretty good because they can also like recur stuff from the grave. Yeah, a lot of them like are about specific levels, but this one is level 7 or higher warrior, so I can grab a few of my different UAs, which doesn't really matter which one it grabs because they're all pretty decent. And of course, this time the my X deck matters a little more, but the most important ones I'm just running at 3 copies of each. So Part of Extravagance probably will most likely not hit any of my important pieces. I'm also, of course, running the combination of prosperity with extravagance. And the cool thing about these working together is that prosperity doesn't actually draw. Oh wait, no, but I wouldn't be able to do both anyway because this one does. Oh well, it's still pretty good. This can basically act as another copy of extravagance while being a little bit better. Yeah. And then, once again, this one mostly to add stuff. Not even gonna care about the 3 spell counter thing. Because I'm not even playing the rituals. Yeah, I think that's basically it. Spiral Spear Strike is cool if you're playing multiple because it stacks. But, you can also just play one because it's still pretty good when you're just doing it once. Like, draw 2, discard 1. Pretty nice. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna say, if anyone has any extra questions about the deck, you can feel free to ask, but I'm just trying to get through these a little quicker. So, I need to go back and see when I actually went into the deck. When was that? Hold on. I'm just gonna give a general. So 32 minutes basically. So 32 minutes was the Gaia deck overview. So yeah, pretty good. Only spent a few minutes with that one too. Well, I need to make sure it's live so that it doesn't accidentally go out. Yeah, so now the duel will be about 37 minutes, I would say. What's the reason for adding the Star Warrior and the UA Athlete with the Gaia deck? Which UA Athlete? Oh, because I'm trying to combine archetypes, for the solo mode duels, and since this is a UA solo mode, I wanted to make sure I also incorporated the UAs. And the reason for the Edatin was because this adds the perfect ace. Yeah, I mean, this won't add any of the Gaia stuff, but the Edatin is more for adding the perfect ace, while also being not bad, because I can at least use some of the Gaias as material for the Edatin. Since there's a few extra higher level monsters in this deck rather than the first one. So anyway, 38 minutes. UA. Good question though, Sibel Freeman. Gaia deck duel. There. Yeah, I'm just trying to kind of think out of the box with a few of these decks here. There's a lot of things you can combine with the UAs. Mandolches could be something, because UAs don't generally go into the graveyard a whole bunch, because they're more likely to return to the hand. Again, maybe Metaphys, because like they're not like pendulums, but that when they go to the X deck, they just return to hand. That does, and then Dimensional Fisher doesn't stop that. But I showed off the Metaphys. I've been trying out some of the Gaia deck builds, still not sold that what I build is really the best way to play. Yeah, Gaia deck is pretty good because there's a structure deck. I always like when you can just get a deck from a structure deck, because then you know exactly what you're getting. So probably what I want to do is activate this one first, because I think this one more wants to stay on the field. I think this... Yeah, this one is only a hard once per turn anyway. It's pretty easy to go to it too. But it's kind of hard to spell summon it. So I'll just go for this one. Yeah. Okay, so now I can go for the Galloping Gaia. Add one level 5 dragon, or add one Gaia the Fierce Knight. I think I'm gonna go with this one. So now I can go for a Soldier Gaia. Now I can go for Polymerization here. Summoning without triggering, that's kind of nice. But I'd rather do a fusion. So which one do I go for first? This one searches for the Spiral Spear Strike, which is another reason you may only need to run one. Don't think I need to really go into UA just yet. This card's Fusion Summon. Yeah, no, I better go for this one then. Sky Galloping. Seems good. So... Oh wait, unless... Hold on. I think this only adds a spell. Yeah, it only adds a spell. This one can actually destroy stuff though. But I think I'd rather make sure I get to the Spiral Spear Strike first. Need to make sure level 8 stays in hand. And besides, I'm not exactly playing to take a lot of these into ranked mode. Sometimes, like, I find a good pair up that I decide I want to put into ranked mode because it's still pretty good. Like Subterra Ninja is pretty fun. They work pretty well together because they both care about like setting stuff and doing things with set monsters. So I think that was a pretty good team up. Most of the time I just stick these to make for fun solo mode my deck content, just so I can clear out the solo mode gates completely in a fun way. Okay, this should be good. And this is a quick effect, so that's pretty nice. I'll wait until it's in danger before I do it though. There's the Playmaker. Okay, I don't need to do it just yet. Still not gonna do it just yet. Okay, now I can do it. And it also will allow me to change the Playmaker to defense, which is really nice. I'm more into using this for not serious duel against streamers, or if there are no viable decks for events. Yeah, sometimes you're forced into making a little more suboptimal decks in festivals, but luckily for this Legend Anthology, I was able to figure out a good deck. I was gonna go for ninjas, but I decided on something else that I think is equally fun, which I'll show off in a little bit. I'm trying to make this take an hour, the solo mode portion, but it might not be like that. So add a level 7 a high warrior. I probably should do this so I can get use out of the gap in Gaia. Yeah. Yeah, the UAs are just not very good in this instance. And unfortunately, the UAs only can spell summon by returning another UA. Haven't started doing the event yet because busy with work and it's almost there in the morning. LOL. Yeah, at least these are like I think it's kind of more fun sometimes when like they split into 2 events. This time I have decks for both, so I kind of don't mind it. And I'm not sure if you get more gems that way, but at least you're like doing multiple events, so it's a little bit more variety. Yeah, I guess I gotta go with the Gaia this time. Gotta stick with that. And then I got use out of this before I trade off to the Gateway to Chaos. This is why I did the Gateway to Chaos first, because I could get multiple use out of the Galloping. This one I only get the 1 use when it's activated. Anything for those sweet gems, yeah, and that's also pretty nice. Okay, here we go. Gateway to Chaos. Adding another Gaia here. Unfortunately, it still has way too high of attack. Man. Wow. Oh, this allows me to special summon a level 5 dragon. Okay, that's pretty nice. Okay, good. I think I have... Oh, yeah, I think I can get back this field spell by doing that. Yeah. Might as well do the one from the graveyard. So now I can add... Oh, it's from your deck. That's pretty nice. Yeah, so I gotta do the Spiral Fusion here. But I don't know if there's anything I can go into. Using monsters from your hand or field. So technically I can go into a Link and also a Fusion if I need to. Wow, that has really high attack. 2600. Oh, actually, Gaia there. I don't know if any of my fusions can beat out. Oh, when this card attacks, I change, but that's not gonna help. Yeah, no. So what I'm gonna do instead, I don't want to destroy one, because then it just loses 0 attack. I mean, it goes down to 0, so. There's one that gains attack boost? I don't think any of these gain an attack boost. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. That's all the 3 there are. But, no. IP? I thought there was something better I could go into. I guess I'm gonna have to, then, do the one that can destroy the Playmaker. Yeah. The one that can negate by losing its attack. It doesn't negate, it just destroys. Yeah, it just destroys. But what I can do Is this a hard once per turn? Oh, if you special summon, oh, it gains 2600, so it'll still have 26. Oh, the Spiral Fusion gives extra attack. Okay. I didn't even notice that. This one I really want to inflict piercing in order to... No, it just needs to inflict battle damage. So it gives any of them an extra 2600 attack. So this one can destroy any card on the field. Oh, that's not bad. Yeah, I think I better go with this one then. Oh, or... since this is a hard once per turn, I can just go into fusion, 2 fusion summons. That's not bad. I want to do that. Yeah, seems good. I think it... I'm also kind of curious. So I'll use the ones in hand first. Really doesn't matter since I think it gives it extra attack still. Okay, good. It goes to the graveyard first, and now I can just target it again. And then it's not a hard once per turn, so I can just use this again. And this one allows me to banish monsters from my graveyard's material. So I think I can just do this 3 times. If you fusion... oh, only if you fusion summon level 7 dragon. Oh, that's a hard once per turn, so I might as well go for the Gaia now. So now I can banish materials from my graveyard. I don't think this has a graveyard effect, but I think I'll still go for these. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Good, it gave it extra attack. The spell gave it extra attack, so now I can just destroy... I don't need to destroy that. I'll destroy the back row. Okay. Force my opponents to activate still. Oh. Well, dang, now I can't destroy a monster by battle to have it gain extra attack. Whatever. Not quite game yet. Okay. But now... IP. And I actually have a card to discard this time. Yeah, Underworld Goddess seems good with that. And the cool thing about IP is now I can like put this down to 0 and still just go into a link afterwards. If I need to do it that way. So this adds a UA. Maybe I will just do it. Don't want them adding a UA. Destroy that. Okay. I think I'm still able to link into the Underworld Goddess here. Yeah, all I need is 3. Negate the effects? No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna allow you to do that. So now I can go into Underworld Goddess here. This is simply just negating. This one I think is the more powerful one. Yeah, there we go. Oh wait, it will still negate the Underworld Goddess though. Well, how does this work? Oh, yeah, see, luckily my opponent doesn't want to attack if our attack is equal. That's kind of nice about solo mode. Even if attacking while attacker is equal would technically be an advantage. I don't feel like doing that. Dang it. Set. And man, I wonder if the Igknight deck was easier to win with. Wait, my opponent got rid of it? I don't know if that was necessarily the right idea. This one can't even activate the effect though. I could trade it off, but I don't think I want to. I think I'm just gonna attack. Yeah, my opponent, and they just made it so that I could win. My opponent didn't have anything to do. There was no reason to do that. Ah, man. Oh yeah, and another thing I think I learned about the AI is, at least with the Valence, they don't know how to actually use the Valence spell. So if you give them a Valence field spell, I don't think they'll even use it. I kind of have an idea with the 6 Samurai once I get to that, but it's dependent on my opponent, I think, being able to use a specific card. So I'm going to see if they can actually be able to use it. I don't want to go into too much detail though, because I don't want to spoil it. But if it goes right, that would seem like a fun way to win. But yeah, especially since I've never won that specific way before. But that doesn't have to do with this solo mode gate. AI tried to set up a counter but didn't realize that gods can't be targeted. They tried to set up a counter? I don't... Oh, was there something in there that I wasn't seeing? I'm not exactly sure what they were trying to do with that. I mean, it's not like they could activate the UA on field anyway, because they needed a UA in hand in order to activate the Libru. I think that's what they brought out. Yeah. Anyway, the last deck, I think this is probably the best of the 3 decks. This is probably the most competent of them. I decided to do UAFA here, not just to get ready for the, I'm sure, eventual coming of the FAs, but also because I need to craft a few cards for this. I'll just get rid of this card, craft another two of these, and then I have to put in 1 extra card. Probably another draw card. Yeah, I'm just playing 3 upstarts because I couldn't really think of... I decided, like, I don't really know what else to do, so when in doubt, just play upstart. That's my motto. It's pretty much a free draw. The only downside is giving your opponent a little bit extra life points, but most of the time that doesn't matter. Unlike all the other draw spells, which has some kind of, like, either allowing your opponent to also draw. Yeah, I already have both the prosperity and the extravagance, so I can't put that in. Chaos space will do nothing for me. I don't know if there is anything else. I'm already running 2 penalty boxes here. I pretty much had to put everything at max copies this time. I don't want to put another midfielder. I do have 3 player managers, but I don't really have a lot of UAs, so that might get in the way. I guess I could. And I guess I'll just go with some of the not as good draws. Because I don't really want to craft another Libro. Card destruction. Actually, I do have a... Nah. No, I'll go with Darkwood Dealings. I mean, I do... Some of these can work while they're in the graveyard. And, like, if I can put this in the graveyard for my hand, that's not too bad. So I'll go with that. Okay. That should be good enough. Actually, I think I might have a few good FAs. I think there is that one that, like, special summons one. No, I mean UAs. There's that one, I think the Power Jersey special summons, and then you take damage. Signing Deal. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. I'll just go with Signing Deal this time to show off another UA card. Oh, this is kind of fun. The locker room also goes off of both UAs and FAs. But nah, I'm just gonna go with that. Nah. I do have 2 hollows. I'm gonna play 2. Getting late for me. Gonna head to bed now. Have a nice stream. Bye bye. Yeah, I'll do timestamps for the when I actually do get into the festival. So maybe if you still want to watch them, you can always watch them after. But hopefully this stream doesn't last like more than 2 hours. I'm kind of trying to go quick. I need to do another timestamp. Forgot to do a timestamp. Did I do a timestamp? Okay, good. I did one for the duel. When was the start of the... I think it was about 58 minutes. I'm gonna say 59 minutes is the... So this is the UAFA deck overview. Oh yeah, and by the way, if anyone's watching my streams and enjoying them, this is basically the way I do content most of the time nowadays. So if you like the way I'm doing content here, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And when you subscribe, you can consider ringing the notification as a bonus. It allows you to be more in control of the kinds of videos you're watching. Which might matter when I get into like other kinds of videos, like especially like the Let's Plays that aren't as long. The master just happens to be kind of taking a while. And if you want to help me out financially, you can always visit any of my affiliate links. Okay, good. Here we go. This is more like it. Oh, I need to put this back on live because otherwise it might go off. Okay. Not sure if that's necessarily true or not, but it happened the last time. I'm not sure if it was because of that or not, but I want to be safe. Better be safe than sorry. Cool. I wonder if I should even do it right now, though. Probably not, because I don't have anything to destroy. Oh, that's cool. This can negate stuff. Oh, you can target one other UA monster you control. Oh, I see how that works. Well, it should be fine. So I guess I will just do this after all. No. So, what? Yeah, I'm still gonna do it this way. Oh, this can also recur them from the graveyard too, which is kind of nice. Oh, I didn't really talk about the UAFA. I guess I could. So, yeah, I'm not really running a lot of FA cards. Yeah, so instead of this, I'm just gonna say. So, I'm just gonna do it like this. UAFA. I'll just say combine them, since I forgot to talk about it. Delete this. Okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna talk a little bit about it. So I think by now you should all know what the UA is about. But yeah, FAs are good because they can change their levels, allow me to go into like multiple ranked exceeds a little more easily, and maybe different kinds of synchros, which are kind of nice. This one is especially nice because it can go into lower levels as well. So allowing me to go into some of the lower level synchros, like this one, Quandix, which allows me to do a quick effect synchro, which is kind of nice. It's also a tuner. And then there's also the motorhome, which can eventually get me some nice ones. I don't have a ton of FAs, so I might not always be able to spec summon. But in case I did, that's kind of nice. And also the level and higher effect is kind of, lingering effect is kind of nice as well. Yeah. And also, like, another thing about the FAs is that they can also get to pretty high attack, as well. Like, if the levels get to be high enough. And they can go above level 12, so their attack can, like, go really, really high. Not even restricted to, what it would be at level 12. Yeah. So that's, I think, basically the biggest thing about the UAs. Also, and then the main reason, as I said, why I'm combining the two is because of a lot of the cards, like the UA Locker Room, some of the field spells. I think it's a UA Hyper Stadium can search for both a UA or FA. This one can also target UAs or FAs. So I'm trying to play a few of those also. Anyway, this seems pretty good. This one allows me to special summon whatever I need, and if I return this guy, I also get to destroy something. So oh yeah, I forgot that the midfielder it has to come from the field, and then the libero spiker, it can come from the hand. So, and also by doing this, it can make sure that I can, even if these are one-ofs, I can still put them in the deck. So I think I might as well. I think I'll activate this first, and then also I can chain block with this guy. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and return. So since I already activated him, now I can just return to the hand, and it'll still go through. So now I can return these two, and then I get to draw a few cards. And then it says many as you want, so I don't have to return the midfield if I don't want to. Cool. Now I got the FA guy. Oh, it has to be from the hand? Oh, okay. Well, this is still not a bad one, the perfect ace. So now if they try activating their effect, I can just negate it with perfect ace. But of course, I'm just going to destroy it with Player Manager. Of course, Player Manager's negation effect isn't as good because my opponent's also playing UAs. But generally, it's going to be pretty good because there's not a lot of UA decks being played outside of specifically this gate here when the AI is doing it. Okay. Yeah. Fortunately, I don't have any FAs yet. So I guess I'll just go for the... I think I'll go for Blockbacker here first, just to give me a little bit extra stacks. And I still get to just special summon it. Might as well not even activate it. So if I went for this, starting out, this is 300, so 2700 attack, which isn't too bad. Pretty nice. Can't always just summon the... No. I don't really want to do that anyway. Yeah, I guess another downside about the UAs is not the easiest OTK with them, since they tend to be a little not necessarily the biggest attack ever. So I might as well go for midfielder now. Setting back the Player Manager. Yeah, as long as you... I don't even know if you necessarily need a UA. I think you technically do in order to activate. But luckily, you can just special summon back the one... Oh wait, it has to be a different name. Never mind then. Well, it should be fine. Yeah, I mean, technically I can just do this just so I have it in hand. And then during my opponent's turn, I can just do it again to put out the block backer. So it still works. And now special summon the player manager after I bring out the block backer with its own effect. So I'm going to negate that. And the cool thing about Honor Navigator, it also works if it's in the graveyard. I just need another FA to bring it out. Which I don't really have a lot of FA monsters. There's the Goki Twist Cobra. I think here. Go for the black block backer here. Now, I don't know if that's even gonna really do much because I think the Goki will still activate, yeah, to add a Goki card. So I don't think that really accomplished much because now special summon them the two back. But at least I can just negate their effects. But that's only once per turn, so I think I better wait. Oh, unfortunately I can't target Lynx though. Yeah, I can't target this guy because it actually has to change its bow position, which is unfortunate. It should be fine. Now I basically need a UA in hand, which I didn't get. Man. Oh wait. Oh, it has to point to 2. Okay, it won't. Oh, I can go into triple burst though, but I don't want to do that. This card is just, this face-up card on the field is destroyed by a card effect. Oh, which I guess works pretty well with Player Manager, so there's also that, because this can target my own cards. Oh yeah, I guess that's another thing. FA cards kind of like being destroyed by card effects, and the Player Manager can destroy my own cards. So it kind of also works there as well. Fortunately, yeah, if I wanted to get rid of this guy, I would have to go into a Unicorn, but that wouldn't be enough for game. So I don't think I really want to do that. I guess I'll just go and just destroy my own Player Manager, which kind of stinks. Aw, man. Dang it. And then now, at least I can put this in a fence. And I'm just gonna hold on to it for now, just in case. Well, maybe my opponent won't be able to get past a perfect ace. It's got at least pretty nice defense. Yeah, I think I better negate that. Does get rid of my City Grand P, which kind of stinks. But the Goki rematch is pretty powerful. Especially considering Gokis can just get other cards out. There's the Playmaker. Okay. Oh boy. Oh, oh, it's only FA. Oh boy, I think I lost. Well, that stinks. Man, really? Oh, here we go. Pod Prosperity could end up saving me. If I'm lucky. Which ones do I not need? Probably don't need the Quandax. Might want to keep the Zeta. Probably don't need this. I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't need... Actually, that's kind of nice because it actually will point to the monster. Probably don't need this one, though. Oh, boy. I guess I'll do that one. I don't know. This one, too. Kind of hoping for FA good. That's probably the one I want to get. Unless I have anything else. This one adds an UAFA. Okay, yeah. Yeah, this one, Hyper Stadium, is probably the way to go here. So I think at this one I go for the UAs. Or the FAs, rather. So now I get to destroy a car in the field. I think I better destroy it. Right? I think I kinda have to destroy it, right? I think so. You don't want my opponent putting out another monster. So I think I just do it now. I don't think this has anything when it's destroyed. Yes, I'll just destroy that. Yeah, so now I can increase it by 1. Oh, and now that's higher, I can special summon it. So this will allow me to go for a level 5 synchro. I don't think I even have that. Yeah, okay, I think I better just... I'm just gonna have to hope my opponent doesn't do anything. Wait. Yeah, no, I think it was a level 6. Either way, though. Okay, good. My opponent didn't do anything. Oh, nice. You can only use... If this face-up card on the field is destroyed by a card effect, you can add 1 FA card from your deck to your hand. That's not too bad. Yeah, that's pretty good now. I wonder if I should have waited, though. Should be fine. Now what can I go into? So... how this works now is I do reduce that target's level by the difference between its current and original level. This card level become equal to the amount reduced. So I think this will go down to level 4, and then this gains 5 levels. So it's a 5 and a 4, so which is what I need to go into the motorhome transport. There we go. Yes, that's perfect. And if you do special summon an FA monster from your deck, yeah, I think I'd rather go for the Auto Navigator first. If I did math correctly, this should be... Oh, no, it's... Okay, I didn't do the math correctly. Yeah, and also this can just add an FA spell, which is always is treated as an FA spell, so it can also add that. This face... Oh, wait, that's that again. If this... So I guess I might as well go for another ad. So I guess I better do this now. Man, I really thought this would work. Now it's a 2. Is that a hard once per turn? Yes, it is. Guess I'll go for another Hang On Mock. Okay, so probably Chain Block then. Raise this one. Add probably the during the battle phase only. This is during the main phase and battle phase. I think I'll go with Grand Prix instead. Yeah. Okay, now I'll be able to go into the motorhome. Okay, here we go. Now I can go into the motorhome. Cool. 2,700. Hey Joshua and everyone. Oh hey Clip On. Hi, I'm glad you made it to one of my streams. You actually like? Do you like do you know about Yu-Gi-Oh, Chad? You know much about this game? Guess I'll add this. Not that it's fine if you don't. I would just... I mean, it's fine either way. I was just curious, like... I'm gonna be getting into other games too in the future. I'm planning to stream a Genshin Impact sort of clone on this channel at some point within the next few weeks, hopefully. Yeah, so now I can increase. Okay, cool. I think if I just simply activate this, it'll allow me to increase, yeah. So sometimes I just activate it just for the simple act of increasing. I've heard of it and we have the cards at the store that I work at, but no, I haven't played it. Some people say this game can get confusing a little bit, But I don't know, like, I mean, a lot of card games can get confusing after a little while. But once you actually get into it, like a lot of games, it's not really too difficult to understand, I would say. So now I can activate this one to make this level 13 and actually special summon FA. Once again, increase. Nice. This is already game right here. I like the ability of being able to special summon an FA though. I've played Magic the Gathering a while though. Yeah, I really like playing Commander and Magic the Gathering. There we go. Finish it off with Motorhome. I was wondering if I would even be able to show off the FAs, but luckily I was able to. I was able to show off both that time. Pretty fun. I'm not sure if it's more helpful to just take one or the other, but I think like they're kind of meant to work together. Also for the fact that some of the cards can search for both archetypes. So I feel like I had to go with that deck. But yeah, I'm done with the solo mode now, so I'll move on to the festival here before it ends. I don't think I can wait until Monday. I think it will go away before then. Where is it? Duel section. Yeah, so what I'll do here, say 1 hour, I'll just say 1 hour and 30 minutes is the Legend Anthology acceleration. And for anyone who's new, the reason why I do timestamps like this is because once I make them into videos, it makes it a lot easier to just copy and paste these timestamps. Or not exactly copy and paste, but like just redo them. Seems like a cool game. My nephew used to play Pokemon. Yeah, if you're talking about Master Duel, it's a lot more budget friendly than a lot of the other mobile card games out there. It's really easy to get gems, to get the decks you need, which I really like. It's more budget friendly than Duel Links, which is kind of surprising because that was also by the same company. And of course, crafting system really helps. But I think it's even more budget friendly than even games like Hearthstone, because it's just so easy to make gems, and basically everything is basically just gems. So you don't really need to spend money if you don't want to. And of course the Gold Duel Pass basically pays you back for gems and gives you a few extra stuff as well. Yeah, so it's a pretty easy game to get into, especially if you're willing to devote just a little bit of time each day. It doesn't need to be a ton. Also, the solo mode can give a ton of gems. I'm trying to figure out how many gems it gives specifically. I'll let you know when I figure that out. Let you guys know when I figure that out. But yeah, it's quite a few gems right there also. Of course, like bundles helps you get you some, at least one of, guarantee one of like all the meta cards. So you could probably just take those bundles and get a pretty good selection of staples right there. You might want to craft the last two you need to get a full play set. But yeah, like even just playing one each of those, like, is probably going to net you like a pretty good deck right there. Of course, now with the whole campaign with the Sword Souls, that's another way that it's more beginner friendly. Not that it wasn't before, but there's this whole, still going on till 16th, by the way. Oh, so it ends today, so you better get to this if you want to. For those of you who still need to get to this, it ends today. That's what I heard anyway. This is only good. The campaign code, the only downside is only the beginners or returning players can actually enter the code. But you can also just literally just create different accounts or have different accounts and just like enter the code using a different account and then get to the rewards that way too. Yeah. And then the whole like structure deck isn't bad. Not sure if you get more than one of these technically, but even if you get one, there's a lot of the good cards I need. Maybe a few extra copies of the synchros, but a lot of the core is there. I'm just wrapping up the Faction Assault for today and Gems of War. Yeah, I kind of taken a little bit of a break from Gems of War, but still checking in on Mondays just to see if there's any cool weapons and troops in the Soul Forge. I don't want to... Still, just in case I want to get back in, maybe I can grab doomed weapons on the way for when there's extra achievements. Maybe if I want to get back in to get those extra achievements. Since they're always going about adding extra achievements to that game. Yeah, I have a few missions. I should at least check them because I don't think they'll actually trigger unless they actually show up there. Got that solo mode mission done. And I'll probably get a few as I'm going about doing the festival anyway. So, is the acceleration. So, I think I'm going to do the loan index first, get those out of the way, and then talk about the my deck afterwards. I don't think I'm going to do many timestamps for these. I'm just going to try to go quick, talk about more of the highlight cards. New troop for the Werewood faction this weekend, it's alright. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, but that, like, will eventually come to the, like, regular Underworld, so I'm not too worried about stuff like that. Harpy Lady 1. Okay, so, yeah, this is the Harpy Lady structure deck. This is the easiest one. And I would say, like, even though it's super easy to play, it's also pretty dang good. I especially like the inclusion of Harpy's Featherstorm, which can technically be searched. I didn't realize, but this can technically be searched. Unfortunately, the only way to search it is with a 3 of it's a 3 of unsearchable spell, the Acerric Sign, which doesn't count as a Harpy, so I can't be searched super easily. I don't think there's any way to search for this card. And this is the only way to search for the Harpy's Featherstorm. But at least this gives you 4 copies of it, if you can happen to get to a Acerric Sign. What you do, you don't want to activate this card. Instead, you want to set this card if Harpy's Hunting Ground is on the field. And then, normal summon like a Harpy or something, it doesn't really matter. Activate the Harpy's Hunting Ground. You destroy your own Acerric Sign, and then during the end phase, now you can add Harpy's Featherstorm, which is pretty cool. Because unlike the others, which call for only searching cards that specifically call for Harpy Lady's sister, this is the one that can search for any Harpy card. So, as long as it has Harpy in the name. Harpy's Featherstorm. Usually I think some good searches here would be Harpy's Featherstorm, then the Feather Dust in case they try to set up some defense instead of like, because Harpy's Featherstorm takes care of the monsters, unless they're playing a whole bunch of like normal monsters. Most of the time that's not going to be the case though. Harpy's Feather Duster takes care of the spells and traps, and so I think you're pretty much covered most of the way. And then the third target, I would say, is more up to But it's during the end phase, so you might not want to get a trap that you have to set first. Harpy's Featherstorm you wouldn't have to set though, because if you control a Harpy, you can just activate from the hand. So instead of that, I don't know, there's quite a few targets. It just has to be a Harpy card, so it can't be a Alluring Mirror Split, but there's a lot of easier ways to search for this one. Can't search for Elegant Egotist though. But you can search for this. I'm not sure if you really need to though, since you're already covered in the whole monster area. I guess you could search for the Featherbest if you still, for some reason, really needed that. Most of the time, you're getting it pretty easily with Perfumer, though. Yeah, like so, kind of difficult to search for the Featherstorm, which might be why it's still allowed at 1. If this was a lot easier to search, like if this was actually a card that can be easily searched, a Hysteric Sign, then Harpy's Featherstorm might be a little bit more of a problem, since it can basically stop not only the monsters that the opponent already has, but anything they activate. Oh, and just activate this on the first effect that's being activated. Might as well, it's just gonna negate that anyway. And then that way you can make sure you at least get 1 negate out of this card. But if they're not really doing anything, then they're probably getting the win pretty easily anyway. Just, I would say, like, being able to make sure you get 1 negate is still pretty good. Yeah, you're mostly doing it for the fact that you're using it for the negate. Though sometimes maybe you can add the Harpy's Featherduster. Though you can't do that if you're just searching off of Hysteric Sign. Yeah, anyway, yeah, Harpy Perfumer can add most of the other spells or traps, since a lot of the other ones actually have Harpy Lady Sisters within their names. Even this one does. I'm finding most of the time I can barely even activate this card. I don't think I've activated this card once. I've been playing on a different account, this deck. I haven't even activated once. So this is probably better as like just simple discard fodder. Unfortunately, the Hysteric Sign is a little bit also harder to get into the graveyard. Unless you're specifically destroying it with Harpy's Hunting Ground. Because, the Chandler would be a good way to do it, but unfortunately it doesn't count as a Harpy card. I'm starting to wonder, like, would it be too powerful if it was counted as a Harpy card? Because the whole Search 3 is pretty powerful. So they might have done that on purpose. And the other thing is, like, the reason I say you want to set it is because the activation effect is mandatory, and if you get that off, then you can't actually do the search, even if you destroy it, because you can only use 1 Hysteric Sign effect per turn. So make sure you set it first. So make sure you're setting it if you really want the search effect. Which most of the time that's probably what you're doing, because there's easy enough ways to search for the Elegant Egotist through other means. Unless you really desperately need the Elegant Egotist and you're not going to be destroying the Hysteric Sign. Just keep that in mind. I think that's pretty much it. I think a lot of the times you're not going to be summoning Harpy Lady Sisters. And sometimes the Chandler to special summon the pet dragon is a little bit of a bait. Though sometimes it is a pretty good move. Like if you already have a bunch of if you have a bunch of Elegant Egotists in hand, then maybe you can still do this. Otherwise, you might want to go for the like Harpy Perfumer instead. So that you can so that you can add the Harpy's Featherbest, and then hopefully have 3 in the graveyard so you can put them all back when you actually once you went into the Synchro here, the Cyber Slash, and then draw 2. Otherwise, if you go for the level 7 guy, you're gonna have to go for the Elegant Egotist. which is a little bit worse. So it just depends on like what you have. It depends on like what you have. If you're going for the pet dragon or the perfumer with the Chandler. Most of the time I think it's a pet dragon, though sometimes you just want to go for the perfumer. Give up an extra extra deck summon so that you have the opportunity of being able to activate Feather Vest, and also have the Cyber / Harpy layer on the field. And it's a little bit hard to explain, so I try my best. I'm sorry if it wasn't making a lot of sense. The Foolish Burial is good to mostly just send the Harpist because it has that when it's put in the graveyard, do the search. A lot of these are end phase effects too, so it's kind of hard to like gain a whole bunch of advantage off of Harpies. A lot of it is kind of that delay, so it kind of has the same like delayed feeling as some of the Fire Kings or Nephthys, or like the original Nephthys deck, with the Sacred Phoenix and Nephthys. Maybe not nowadays, but even the new Nephthys deck kind of has delayed. Or like Metaphys too, that's what the other one I was thinking of. But yeah, anyway, Alloying. Oh yeah, and there's also this, which can act as another way of destroying some of your spells that won't be destroyed anyway. This is also a pretty nice one to get rid of, either with Harpy Conductor or Harpy's Hunting Ground, since it gives you an additional special summon from the graveyard. And then of course Swallow's Nest can be helpful to either chain block or just get an extra monster on the field. Like it's almost advantage, even though you're giving up a monster. As long as you're special summoning something like Harpy Chandler or Harpy Perfumer, which can give you ways of extending your plays. It almost doesn't matter that you're giving up a that's technically disadvantage, called disadvantage, because the effects will help make up for that. Elegance also not very good. It's mainly also just used for the destroyed effect. Its destroyed effect is pretty good. Unfortunately, it's just a Harpy monster, so it's not going to help you get into your Featherstorm. Too bad it has to just be a Harpy monster. Yeah, I'm just thinking like they probably planned this because maybe I don't know. Like now that Harpy's Featherstorm it's almost like they planned this. But these cards I think came out before. I don't know if this one came out before or after Featherstorm, but I think they are making it like really hard to search for a Featherstorm on purpose because they know this is a really good card. Basically busted. I don't even know why they made this card. It's crazy. It almost kind of makes this like deck really fun to play though, when you can just like basically stop your opponent's entire turn. Yeah, and then this can just special summon a whole bunch of Harpies from the graveyard, which is pretty nice. And it's also one of your few ways of being able to actually get a quick effect. Turn on the Cyber / Harpy layer effect whenever you want. Since there's not a whole bunch of quick effect ways to be able to do that without like just relying on your opponent to activate a spell or trap. This is why, like, if you were playing the Harpy Lay deck yourself, you would probably want to include more cards that you could just activate. Maybe, like, even just activate whenever you want. So, maybe, like, Infinite Impermanence would be good. But maybe, like, other cards, too, like, I don't know, that are just good in general, but also you can activate it whenever you want. Of course, if that's what... Infinite Impermanence is still available at 1, which is kind of cool in this event. Emerald, yeah, shuffle and draw. A little bit less powerful than the Feather Vest, but maybe you need that. Yeah, it's only used for its first effect since you're not running any normal monsters or non-effect monsters. Diamond Dire Wolf, like, usually you're destroying... Yeah, It's nice destruction removal, like, and if you're desperate, you can also just destroy itself in order to get it destroyed. Zero Fine, this is really nice. It just negates everything. Mass negation. And it's only mass negation for your opponent. So just remember that. Harpy's Pet Phantasmal Dragon can help protect. I'm not sure if that's one of the ones you necessarily need to go into. Mostly I think like you either sticking with Cyber / Harpy Lady if you're going first, or this in combination with Raid Raptor, depending on like which is a better play. Raid Raptor is actually pretty nice because it can continue your plays. This is probably one of the best rank 7s anyway. Harpy Conductor, yeah, like you may not go into this a lot, but sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's definitely good, especially like if you happen to have a whole bunch of like cards that want to be destroyed on your field. Then like you just gain advantage off of the Conductor. Protects your stuff. So there's that deck. Here's the next deck. So heroes. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you can feel free to read the description if you want. I just don't really want to read them because like I'm just trying to get through this. So the thing about the heroes is that it's kind of cool how a lot of their fusion spells are like not even a once per turn. So if you have multiples, like you can probably keep going with like more and more fusions. Probably one of the main things you want to make sure you're ending on is 2 of the Sunrise is pretty good, because especially if you can maybe like kind of surprise the opponent with the favorite contact for going into your second Sunrise. They try attacking and then you go into a second Sunrise and now suddenly they don't want to attack it, because if you only have one Sunrise, they can just attack the Sunrise itself and you don't get to destroy a card by when they attack. But if you have 2 Sunrises, then they both protect each other. And then there are a few other ones you want to go into. Mainly I think it's when you're going second. I think the only thing about this deck is a lot of the elemental heroes. Can really only like activate their effects on your turn mostly. Either that or like you have to wait until like going into battle phase to really make use of them. So which your opponent can just easily destroy them before battle phase. I don't know if I really like this deck as much as the Harpies. It just seems kind of slow. Like at least with the Harpy, at least with the Cyber / Harpy Lady, you can activate her just when you're like, if you happen to have one of your traps that you can like activate, you can maybe activate her more than just in the battle phase. Or if your opponent happens to not realize what Cyber / does and activates a spell while they have like an important monster on the field, then maybe you can like return that monster. So it might be still like Cyber / might not be the most strong, but I think like still like the potential is kind of nice. The potential of it is pretty nice. And also this deck is a little bit I don't know if this deck is necessarily confusing or not. There are a lot of different options though, and I think I'd rather just have more of a simplistic option. Especially like I'm probably not even playing these, but like I'm trying out another account which I'm not really gonna show off because like it's a different account, and like I don't really want to like set up a new YouTube channel. Nexio fail PS4. Yeah. But yeah, but I was trying and but I think like if you're a beginner though, like it does help me like learn stuff. Like if you're a beginner, the Harpy Lay deck will probably do you just fine. And it's like not very confusing at all. There may be a few different lines, but I don't think there's nearly as many lines as this one. And there's a lot of search. I think there's a lot more searching with this deck too. But usually, like, you're pretty much going for the same special summons, at least. So that's kind of nice. Like, for example, Ferris is pretty much always placing the same Vision Hero from the deck to the Spell and Trap Zone, which is a one that can special summon itself by tributing something. I don't know. Were you trying to say something, Jardel? What's Connexia fail? Sorry if I'm not really understanding that. Anyway, but yeah, like, which, oh, it's this one. This one contribute, and then this one, you always special summoning Vion off of it. Okay, and then, Stratos. I think Stratos is mostly always, picking the Ferris. Just need another hero monster in hand in order to put it on the field. But it might, like, add other things. And another thing is, a few of these links kind of makes this deck a little more confusing, too. Like, this one. Like, this one, you're kind of picking, like, a different fusion in order to figure out which. And you can't just pick, like, and you can't just pick Sunrise and just add any heroes of two different attributes. It has to be a hero that has specifically named, materials on it. Like, Clayman, like this one that specifically lists Sparkman and Clayman, or this one that specifically lists AVN and Bush Trinitrix. Skyscraper, though, just need to watch out if you're playing the mirror, since this affects both players. Yeah, there's a lot of searching with this deck, but usually I think the main ones you search for is Stratos. And then if you, as long as you have another hero, maybe you could also just search for Ferris afterwards. Otherwise, you might just want to search for Ferris so you can start getting your Vision Hero plays going, so you can get to your fusion spells. Oh yeah, and then Shadow Mist is a nice send, since it adds a hero from your deck to your hand. Like, this is kind of like Stratos, but you're sending it instead of, like, summoning it. But anyway, it's nice that Stratos isn't a hard once per turn, so you can get Destruction and an add, or two searches in the same turn. And also the fact that Stratos has a built-in backward destruction itself is kind of nice. I better get going. If anyone has any extra questions for any of these decks, you can feel free to ask. I have one more deck to go through still, though. So I better go through the last one here. Oh yeah, this one's kind of fun. Also another reason why this one's kind of fun, like, it has a few cards that, like, lets you special summon multiple monsters. And hold on, there's one synchro that kind of reminds me of something. I think it's one of the lower level synchros. Oh yeah, the Dragonair. This kind of reminds me of a slightly less powered Junk Speeder, since instead of special summoning any number of monsters from the deck, it's from the graveyard. But as long as you make sure your graveyard is filled with TGs, which is fairly simple, especially like this one can get you, like, make sure you're getting multiple TGs into the graveyard. And there's a few others that can maybe make sure you're getting multiple TGs into the graveyard too, like Foolish Burial. 1-for-1. That's why those are kind of good too, because but like even just going into synchros, eventually you'll have a bunch of TGs in the graveyard, and then you can special them all out. As long as they're not links, that's the only thing. You just can't be the link, but you only have one of that. As long as they're not links, you just special them all out, and then you can go into even more synchro plays. Pretty powerful. Pretty powerful, and also the fact that a few of these bigger boss monsters have attack that's high enough to pretty much rival a lot of the other attacks of the other decks here that are within the lone decks is also kind of nice, just like by themselves. Yeah. This gives you an extra normal summon, which is always nice. You get more than one of these on the field, but you can only gain the extra normal summon once per turn. And you can only use the other effect as a hard once per turn. So there's really no reason why you need to have more than one of these on the field. You probably want to like not have another one on the field unless you like unless your opponent got rid of one of them. Otherwise, there's really no reason to. Yeah, and then this is kind of another way of making sure that you can eventually fill your graveyard up with TGs. So that's kind of also like another thing, like some of your spells and traps kind of are also good ways of making sure that you can like fill up your graveyard. Some of your spells here. But anyway, pretty fun. And some of the monsters kind of make sure that like you're at least able to go into a few of the lesser synchros to start off, and then eventually going into Dragonair, and eventually going into Link monster. But these are mainly the ones you want to focus on at like a little later, when you actually are able to make the best use out of them. Dragonair, going in from Dragonair to Tri-Lancer sure seems pretty good though, since you should have at least 3 spare TGs at that point to go into this. Anyway, this is also the most difficult deck, so it's not for the faint of heart. And I can kind of agree that it's not necessarily the easiest deck in the world, because there's a lot of different level synchros in here. So you need to make sure that you're going into the right synchro at the right time, I would say. Not going into like some of the bigger synchros too quick, because then they might just end your plays a little bit early. And sometimes just simply having one boss monster might not be enough. Sometimes you might want multiples. And then also, if you don't do the plays right, like if you do Dragonair too early and don't get to summon the max amount, you might not even be able to go into any of your higher level boss monsters. I'm sorry if I can't really explain these decks the best way, but maybe if anyone also has anything to add to any of these decks, you can feel free. Yeah, I'll go through and play all of these decks at least once, and then I'll also go through my through the deck that I made that's not a loner deck. And then I'll also go through the Bible verse discussion after I do all this. Going first here. I think I put down the Bible verse. Yeah, I did. Good. Yeah, and I can always do extra chapters if there's people thinking I'm not putting in enough. But for now, I'm just kind of trying to do the minimum while it's still being pretty good. Okay, so now I can start with the Chandler. Yeah, see, here's a 6 sign, but I don't want to activate it. Or do I? I guess it depends on if there's an easy way to destroy it or not. If there's an easy way to destroy it, though, I want to do it that way. But I'll save it for later. Yeah, and as you'll see, unfortunately, I can't discard it off of the... Oh yeah, another thing about the Harpy Lady deck, it kind of makes for an easy way to, luckily there's not like a whole bunch of negations here, but like, yeah, if my opponent negates the effect, it also makes it so that the no longer counts Harpy Lady well on the field, so it makes it harder to activate stuff like Elegant Egotist. So like, if they were to affect Veiler Me, that would be really bad. But if they did affect Veiler Me here, at least I had Swallow's Nest to make it not so bad. Yeah, so I could go into Hoppy's Pet Dragon. I think I will. I think it's safe to this time, since I do already have an Elegant Egotist. And now I can activate the Arsenal effect. I want to make sure I put a Harpy in the graveyard because I'm going to be using Harpy's Feather Vest. I'll special summon Perfumer here. Yeah, but anyway, speaking of Bible stuff, I found a few Bible riddles that I thought were kind of cool. I have a activity book that's based off of Bible stuff, and it's actually kind of difficult. Even for me, and I thought I knew the Bible fairly well, but yeah, it's actually kind of difficult. Oh, here we go. I should probably add the Hunting Ground instead. I mean, I won't get the draw, but I'll get something a little bit better. So I think Hunting Ground is better in this case. I needed the Hunting Ground anyway. So now what I can do is activate the Hunting Ground. Might have activated a little bit too soon, but whatever. So yeah, setting Hysteric Sign. That's why I'm glad I didn't activate it, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to get the search. So what I want to do here is Elegant Egotist, or actually Swallow's Nest probably. Probably want to do Swallow's Nest right here. Yeah. Yeah, I would say you pretty much don't want to hang on to cards either. If you have ways to extend your plays, might as well do it as soon as possible, because everything's delayed anyway, and you want to kind of try to not have have as little of a delay as possible. So Hoppy Harpist, now I'll be able to get that search during the end phase. So now I can destroy the Hysteric Sign. Yeah, I did the Harpy's Hunting Ground a little bit early, so now I'm gonna have to destroy the Harpy's Hunting Ground itself. You barely ever want to go on the Harpy Lady's Sisters, cause it's kinda awkward. It's not even counted as a level 4, so it won't even let you go into Cyber Slash. But yeah, this is important because now I can just basically shut off my opponent during their turn. So now the Elegant Egotist will activate. I might as well chain block it with the monster, because Elegant Egotist is definitely the more important one. Oh, I guess I'm not allowed to chain block. See, there we go. There's the Harpy's Featherstorm. This is the only way to search for it. At least you do have a way to search for it. Yeah, and then I like to go for Harpy's Feather Duster too. And the last one should probably be the Feather Vest, so I can get additional draws during the next turn. I don't want to add a trap that I have to set before I can activate, because at this point it's kind of slow. So now I can add probably the Chandler. Yeah, I'm probably adding the Chandler here, because the Chandler can get me another summon on top of it. So now, if my opponent tries to really do much of anything, I can just stop it with Featherstorm. So, I think I pretty much need to do the Featherstorm at this point, then. Negate any monster effect your opponent activates, because otherwise they're going to steal it. And this isn't a win beast. And now that I activated that, I can do the... I'll do this, send it back so they can't actually get it. And it will still, since I already activated the Harpy's Featherstorm, it still goes through. I think... Hopefully it still goes through. I think it's just that, like, you need to activate it. I think as long as you activate it, it will go through, even if, like... you didn't have the win beast when it resolved. I guess we'll see. And sometimes the opponent just needs to activate a spell while there's a monster on the field, so they can't always get past the Cyber Slash. But yeah, I think whether I win or lose, I'm just gonna do one duel each, because it's getting to be a little late, and I don't want this going too long. So hopefully I can win all of these, but even if I don't, maybe you can at least get some good tips. Oh good, it still went through. So I think I pretty much win, because my opponent can't really do anything, and I just have Harpy's Feather Duster for the back row. See? There you go. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so I might as well do Harpy's Feather Duster first thing. That doesn't matter, because it's just going to end up being destroyed anyway. So I cleared out the back row. And now I think at this point, I should probably just get Perfumer. Maybe. Because I don't really want to get rid of Feather Vest. I don't want to get rid of Feather Vest. So I think I'm just going to do this. Yeah, Cyber Slash is a lot better during your turn. Especially when you have like when there's like so many spells. It's still not bad. Maybe like your opponent messes up a little bit or something. So it still can be fairly good, decent during the opponent's turn as well. So Perfumer to mostly get like a discard fodder, I think. I need something for the Chandler. Oh, I can also just special summon this though. Oh, I didn't realize this also worked if you special summon a winged beast. That's cool. Yeah, this is mostly just to give you an extra level 4. Since that was what you're mainly focused on anyway. Yeah, I think I better just get the elegant egotist here. I pretty much won at this point. Yeah, so now I can go for the Cyber Slash. Oh boy, I gotta hurry up. I think I got this. All I need is like one more high enough attack monster, and I get an OTK here. These 3. Come on. Yeah, and then I can just return the monster to hand. I should be getting an OTK here pretty easily though. Yeah, now I just have the fodder, good. Put out the Hoppy Oracle. Or maybe I'll just, you know what, I don't care about that. Oh boy. Come on. Okay, I think I should be good. I'm just gonna... I think if I turn it off... Okay, good. Yep, and it's game. Yeah. The cool thing is, it's generally not too hard to make sure you get an OTK with this deck. I don't think it's too hard to make sure you get an OTK with any of the decks. Like, because, like, you can generally put out, like, a good amount of monsters with high attack, which is kind of nice. So these are, like, faster decks, which I also kind of like. So here's this one, the hero deck. Usually the starting play is about the same. The tricky part is like when you're trying to figure out like all the time like what fusions to summon. Usually the ones you want to go for first is like Sunrise though. I'm not sure if you actually want to go second with this deck. Because like a lot of the fusions like, but you also have that trap which allows you to quick effect fusion. So I don't know. This is a pretty bad hand right here. Wow. Not great hand. I guess I just do the Spock, man. Yeah, not a great hand here. Usually you want Stratos to start off, or the Fairest to start off your plays. I didn't get any of those. Oh, here's the Hoppy lady. I'm not sure if the hero deck is most popular one though, just because it's... Yeah, I would say if you get Hysteric, you always want to... Yeah, you always want to go for the... Looks like my opponent had multiple. So I don't know if they would have been able to do that, but you pretty much always want to do the Hysteric Hunting Ground Destroyer Hysteric play. Yeah, which is probably what they should have done, but they weren't even thinking. But they might be able to OTK, so it probably doesn't even matter. Yeah, that's probably the reason why. I mean, just in case. So I really don't want to destroy the Elegant Egotist because I think it triggers on no matter how it's sent. Here we go. Emergency call. See, if they would have had a Hoppy's Firestorm, I probably would have been really pretty much dead to rights here. Like most of the time, Harpy's Featherstorm pretty much makes you dead to rights. It's such a good card. I might as well do the Stratos here. Yeah, because the Stratos will add the Ferris anyway. Add a hero. I think I can pretty much win, like, against this board. Yeah, see, it's any hero. So I discard to special summon it. Yeah, pretty much at this point, the plays are pretty much always the same here. It's not too hard, but I kind of like the Harpy Lady deck a little bit better. I guess it's just like a personal preference. Kind of like the whole elegant hysteric sign Featherstorm, like Harpy's Featherstorm. Kind of like skipping a turn. Then I get to make less plays that way too. Maybe it's because it feels a little more controlling, and I kind of like controlling decks. So you want to always put down the increase. And now I can send, I think, the Ferris. Special summon the increase. Oh yeah. It doesn't matter that Harpy Lady is gonna activate. It doesn't matter. If my opponent wants to activate Harpy Lady, that's almost better. Anyway. Looks like they're smart and didn't. Probably not a great time to activate it anyway. That's right, I need to worry about the Harpy Lady, Cyber / Harpy Lady here. Almost forgot about that. Yeah, and then the one you send here, this is pretty much always the same as well. You're always just pretty much sending the Shadow Mist. Yeah, you could also incorporate the links in here too, but I don't know. The links are kind of confusing. Oh yeah, and then the Sphere is kind of nice. I don't know. The Honest Neos is also kind of nice. Actually, I think I will do Solid Soldier. Oh, it has to be Monster Zone. Isn't there? I don't know. Maybe I'll just go with... Oh yeah, it's this one. Oh, you get to draw 2. Oh, yeah, that's not bad. Draw 2, ban, discard 1. Yeah, that's not bad. I think I'll add that one. And then this one allows me to banish a hero to add a polymerization, which is pretty good. So, I think I'm gonna banish the Ferris. Yeah. And then I get to add polymerization. You might as well add the do the polymerization first, because then you just have more materials for Miracle Fusion. And at this point, I don't even care if my opponent wants to activate. Yeah, they didn't because they knew it wouldn't be worth it. So I think I'm just gonna go with the Sunrise here. Use this one, and then at this point I kind of need to be careful. Although maybe I don't go with this Stratos, because that's giving me extra attack from the 2 Harpy Lady ones, which is also kind of nice. Ooh, nice. I almost have good enough attack now. So now I can chain block here. I think I'm gonna activate this first. So a lot of these can also like get a pretty good chain block going. I think I'm gonna discard this one. So now at this point, I think I'm just gonna go in a battle because I really don't want to activate another spell just yet. Hold on. I think I messed up. It's fine. So now I can just destroy the Cyber Slash here. Unfortunately, it also gets rid of my attack. Oh no, I can still attack. That's nice. What part of the world do you live, Joshua? Arizona. This is just at any time. Yeah, and the sunrise, the whole destroy thing is only a once per turn anyway. Not sure if this is game or not. Yeah, see, my opponent really should have done the elegant egotist play. A Featherstorm would have killed me. Would have been so bad. Okay, Wisconsin here. That's cool. That's in is that a I forget. Wisconsin. Anyway, I'll go for the Miracle Fusion play now. Oh, actually, I might as well Monster Reborn the Cyber Slash. Oh yes, I'm already starting to run out of time here. Also, this makes it they can't just get it back. And then I can go for Miracle Fusion. I'll just go for another. I'll just go for another Sunrise here. I guess I don't know, and then this one. And then hopefully my opponent doesn't really do anything. Oh yeah, another nice thing is that like with 2, they also stack, so now my monsters are really high attack. At least a few of them are. And I also have Honest if I need to raise the attack even more. Oh, this is not the loner. This is a non-loner version of the Harpy deck. Because Wind Witch was definitely not the loner. Interesting. Yes. Now going into level 7, or maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it also helps like if you're like early on to try not to climb the ranks too quickly. Because it makes the festivals a bit easier. That's why. Because like the higher you are in rankings in the ranked ladder, the harder the duels are for a festival. And the festival you don't have to worry about ranking up because it's not connected with ranked. But it still allows you to get the missions done, which is kind of nice. Oh yeah, I think I was gonna say a few of the riddles from my from that Bible book. So a few of them are like here's one that I know the answer to. So it said which character in the Bible Which person in the Bible doesn't have any parents? And so these are just supposed to be like funny riddles. So the answer is, that's dumb. Oh, I negate it. Well, oh boy. And then I think I can just do this so that like they can't negate the sunrise. Yeah, they're negating the honest Neos, but not the sunrise. What? I don't get it. Oh, maybe it couldn't be destroyed by card effects, but whatever. I think you saw a pretty good portion of that deck, so I'm not, I said I'm only doing it once whether I win or lose. I think that was a pretty good showcase. Anyway, here's the TG one. I guess I could show off that last deck so you have an idea of like maybe like what you could do with a Hoppy deck if you wanted to like have a non-loner version of it. Here's like an idea. You can combine it with like maybe the Wind Witchers, since a lot of them can like easily special summon themselves, and also it helps you get different levels for synchro summons. So now you can go into like level 7s now in addition to 8s. Apparently Barone is in this game. I guess you could also technically go on this one as well. Fusion. I think this, I'm not sure why this fusion is here. I'm sure it's here for some reason. Oh, it's for the Ultimate Slayer. Oh, this is also allowed in the... So Ultimate Slayer... Oh, I guess this is good against the Hero Fusion deck. In case you're playing against a Hero Fusion deck or any other like fusion deck. You just send the Fossil Warrior, and later on you can banish it to destroy another monster. Yeah. That's cool. Of course, the access code. I'm not sure how good it is without any other links, but whatever. And then Lightning Shadoi. So there's a few other ideas. Are there? Oh yeah, and then there's also the Cyber Slash. I did see that one. Yeah, see, the link's not even needed. The Hoppy Lay link isn't even really needed. My opponent's playing the Hoppy's Featherstorm, right? Because if they're not, I think that's kind of a... They're not playing the Hoppy's Featherstorm. I think that is kind of a... Yeah, I don't know if that's like very smart. I feel like they should be playing Hoppy's Featherstorm. Hoppy's Featherstorm is just so good. If you can play Hoppy's Featherstorm, I think you really should be. That's cool. Is it Wisconsin that's known for Swiss cheese? Or is that a different state? Oh, it's best known for cheddar. That's... Yeah, I would say probably one of the things that Arizona is best known for is, of course, the Grand Canyon. I don't think Arizona is really best known for. At least I think there are a few well-known foods that Arizona is well known for, though. Just not exactly sure if I can think of all of them off the top of my head. We're known for all kinds of cheese, but yeah, I think cheddar. Yeah, I looked it up. Cheddar is the cheese that Wisconsin is best known for, but yeah. I think that's one of the things you're kind of going to Wisconsin for, they know how to make some good cheese over there. Of course, that wouldn't be the only thing, like especially like if you travel a long way, but Canada has a pretty good burger place, I hear. But unfortunately, that Canadian A&W, there's not really very many good it's not really in very many good areas that's good for traveling. Like I looked it up, and like a lot of the areas, like it's like a bunch of like lesser known style like museums and stuff. Yeah, so I think the first thing is I want to try to fill up my graveyard as much as I can. So 1 for 1. Oh yeah, here's Dark Magician here. Ooh, Dark Magician with dangers? I guess that actually can work, because a few of these Dark Magicians do have graveyard effects, so it can be gone out from the graveyard. Oh wait, no, I think this one... Oh yeah, this isn't a bad idea, Supernatural Danger Zone, because it just cares about non-effect. Okay, sure. I'll send that one. Okay, so I think you pretty much always are going for the Rocket Salamander here. Yeah, I think you want to, pretty much... Yeah, you definitely want to go for the discard here. Pretty much want to fill up your graveyard. I think I'm gonna go ahead and put down the tank rub to add. Cyber Magician isn't a bad add because you can use it from the hand for synchros. So I think I'll go for a Cyber Magician, or this one's not bad either. Ooh, this one can special summon stuff from the graveyard. Yeah, I think I'll go for a Screw Serpent. And then maybe the Cyber Magician here. Maybe the Cyber Magician. Oh, if it's you control... Maybe I should get some some effect monsters here. It's another effect. So maybe this one. So I'll go for those two. So now I can special summon this by lowering the attack of my Rocket Salamander. That's barely a cost. As long as you're not targeting one of the monsters that you care about. Special summon this one. Special summon the TG from my graveyard. Although I wonder if you want to like try to get as close to level 4 as possible. I don't know. This one's not bad because this kind of counts as 2 in 1. So now I can just tribute 1. I think I will tribute maybe I'll go for... A lot of these are tuners though. Maybe I'll go for this one. Special Summoner. special summon. I don't know. Guess I could special summon this one. Maybe I should do a slightly higher level one though. Yeah, see, this is kind of hard to know exactly what all you're going for. You probably want to try starting with the Hyper Librarian though. So you can like start getting draws every time you get a maybe I put it here. Okay. So now I can tuner, good, and then this is another non-tuner. Now I think I can go for the yeah, I can go for the Dragonair now. See, it's not too hard. So now I can get the draw off of Hyper Librarian. See, there's also that, which is kind of nice. I think I'm just gonna do the... I might want to do this, though. Just, I don't know. Okay, good. Making sure I special summon a good mix of tuners and non-tuners. I think that's another thing about this. I guess this one. This is another tuner right here. And then... Oh, you know what? I think I do this one. Because I still haven't done the token. So yeah. So there's a draw. So now I can go for the Wonder Magician here. Just so I can destroy probably the back row. The set card. I think this is one of the decks where you can actually, if they do max C, you can just keep special summoning and special summoning until you deck them out. Which is also kind of fun. Probably the best of the decks, maybe, but it is pretty complicated. And it can go on for quite a while, so you kind of need to know how to be fast. I'm not necessarily the fastest here. What? For non-effect monsters, oh, because of token. So it counts. I don't think that even really matters, though. It's only one. Like, who cares? So technically what I can do now is I can just go for this. I think I will. I don't know, just to show off the boss monster. I'm probably going to lose here. Yeah, I lost here. But yeah, there's a lot you can do with this deck. Yeah, and it's pretty easy to get the Dragonair summon. And you can basically just activate the level 1 guide, the tank grub, whenever you want. So even if it's not like best to use it the first time around, you can always like special summon back and use it another time. pretty fun. It's just a little complicated. But yeah, there's the there's the loner decks. Looks like I got done with most of the dailies, so that's good. And now I'm just gonna show off my deck. Yeah, speaking of my last opponent, this is a slightly different version of it, but it's Dark Magician. Dark Magician is pretty fun. Pretty easy to get all the pieces for because you really just need the 3 structure decks and maybe just the spellbook structure deck as well. Oh, it's not live. I need to make sure it's live. Here, hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna just do testing, just make sure it's still on. Okay, good. Because it went off another time. I just need to make sure it's still good. Okay, so I'll just finish off with this deck and I'll have to go through the verse. I'll try to get through that real quick. Also, but of course, like, spend a little bit of time on it because, like, I know, like, verses are important. Hopefully it helps some people. Anyway, yeah, Dark Magician, Effect Veiler, of course. I have, like, pretty much all the negations that I can have. Successor Soul, I think, is kind of an underrated good card for the deck. It also works well in the Blue Eyes deck as well. But I kind of like this card because, like, this can, like, also get, like, have your monsters get past some opposing, like, Effect Veilers and Infinite Impermanence by getting them off the field. And you don't have to worry about Ash Blossom, so it's really only Effect Veiler and the Infinite Impermanence that are the biggest, threats. So being able to get past those with Successor Soul while also getting rid of a card of an effect monster your opponent controls is pretty nice. Unfortunately it does target, but it doesn't actually destroy, so it can get past immunities, maybe like effects that happens when a monster is destroyed, which is pretty nice. And then I also have secrets for the Dark Magicians. Dark Magician's pretty nice because this can gain me like a good amount of advantage like the longer it stays on the field. And I have pretty easy ways of being able to like activate one thing. And it doesn't even have to be me activating it. So if my opponent activates something that's a spell or trap or an effect, then or a spell or trap effect, then it also triggers off of that as well. And if it's destroyed, I get to special summon both the Girl and the Dark Magician I have in my deck. Preparation of Rites to add the Illusion of Chaos. It's better to run 3 of the Rites and 2 of the Chaos because Rites gets rid of 2. Like, Rites also can like take a card out of your hand while also bring out the Chaos. While just the Chaos itself, you would, if you just simply drew into this, like, it's kind of like terraforming, like playing maybe more, like if you, like, maybe like if you had the option, like let's say terraforming wasn't banned, if you have the option to either play 3 of the field spell, and it doesn't really matter like if you activate more than 1 or not, or you just had one like or 2 of the field spell and 1 terraforming. Usually you want to do, unless the field spell has like something that happens upon activation that's really good. If it's just like a field spell that's just meant to stay, like you usually want more, because also if you have 2 of the Illusion of Chaos, like you can only activate 1 of them on a given turn. So, and also like preparation also happens at a different this one if you also play, if you also happen playing Magician of Chaos. But even if you want, you still want to do 3 and 2. Just because like if you have like multiples of Illusion of Chaos, that can kind of be a little bit of a bricky, little bit bricky, and it can, and the preparation also kind of helps you get rid of a few cards, which is also good because Dark Magician tends to be a little bit bricky anyway because of all of its high level monsters, like the Dark Magicians, like you like there are ways you can brick with this deck, so you kind of want to like have ways to kind of avoid that. Oh yeah, piercing. Not really. You don't always need this card, but it is kind of nice because like it can help you get past bigger monsters. Of course, Soul Servant is also pretty nice because like you can. This can basically act as like 2 activations that you can do. Like so even if you didn't have anything else, you might still have the Soul Servant Graveyard effect that you can like trigger the Dark Magicians off of. And also Soul Servant like top decking a card also works pretty nicely with the Dark Magicians. Or like Dark Magical Circle works pretty nicely with the Dark Magicians, because I learned that like you would the spell has to fully resolve first before you do the Dark Magicians. So if you are able to sack a spell on top, or like whatever card you want on top, then you're guaranteed to draw it off of the Dark Magicians, which is pretty nice. And of course negation stuff, Destined Rivals, Mass Negation that can also be searched off of a few cards. The only thing about this that makes it not as powerful as Hoppy's Featherstorm is that it only negates effects of monsters currently on the field. So any new monsters they summon, it won't be negated. So Hoppy's Featherstorm is still a lot more powerful, but this is still a pretty good, nice negation effect. And then I also have Imduck. It's easy to go into. I'm gonna also try to go into one of my links because I also have a link mission I need to get done with. Well, sort of mission, like semi-mission. I'll just show you what I mean. Yeah, and then Imduck can easily be gone into with the Dark Magician, and it makes for an easy way to go into the Massive Chaos because it counts. Or not Massive Chaos, but this one. Because Imduck counts as your dragon, and then at that point all you need is a Dark Magician. And I'm also happening to play the rank 7s, because a lot of the other good links are not allowed here. There's a lot of links that like just aren't allowed. So I decided to like fill the space with these instead. These have very nice effects, and then pretty much like had like filled up, like besides the Crowley used with this is only one more copy of this the Spellbook structure deck, which is also pretty nice. So the Spellbook of Knowledge, Secrets, this like whole like magician guy didn't cost me anything because they're all available in the structure deck, which is really nice. And they also work pretty well because this one is just any spellcaster, so you can also just send any of your like Dark Magician spellcasters or Dark Magician-esque spellcasters to draw 2, which is really nice. Yeah, pretty much you never want to do the souls, like unlike with other decks where you're using the souls to special summon itself, you're pretty much always using this to special summon the Dark Magician, either so you can go into the fusion play with the secrets, or maybe to proc Dark Magical Circle if you need to. And then like a few of these links are like kinda just generically good, pretty much like ones they allowed that gave me extra attributes for access code. Yeah. Early is nice because it's the only 5 attribute link. Also has a negation effect too, which is probably not gonna be that needed, but it's nice. Anyway, that's pretty much a deck right there. And now we'll get into the final duel before I go into stream wrap up. Oh boy. It's already getting to be pretty late. So I think while I'm doing the duel, I'm just gonna go over the verse of the day. So the verse here is I have been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. And the life I now live in the flesh, I live by faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. Galatians 2:20 ESV. So, English Standard Version. And if anyone wants to know how YouVersion put it, it's I have been crucified with Christ and I no longer live, but Christ lives in me. So, yeah, so of course, this is referring to everyone who simply asks for God, surrender to Jesus by praying the simple prayer of surrenderance, which is basically, Dear Jesus, I want to give my whole self to you. Amen. It can be something simple like that, I think. It should be fine. If you want to go into a little bit more detail, you can always look up prayer of surrenderance and you should get a good version of it online. And simply praying something like that, you can give yourself to Christ. Now that Christ lives in you, that's basically how you go to heaven. And then if you want to do more with it, where you pretty much should, you can. But then that's pretty much for God's benefit. The thing for your benefit was the prayer, and then the stuff that you do is mostly for God's benefit. But you still want to be doing them so that other people can also enjoy this nice new life that you can you don't have to be afraid of death anymore, which is pretty nice, because then you just go to heaven. And then that's pretty much the verse. So I better do this now. Luckily this is a deck where even if some of the time already passed, it's not really tight like the TG deck is. The TG deck, I think, is a bit more tight on time. Kind of like decks that don't really feel like they're tight on time. If you're not making the absolute best plays in a quick amount of time, you might just lose to time. I don't really like those kinds of decks. Yeah, so what I want to do here, probably want to add I have the Illusion of Chaos, so I'm probably adding the might want to add the secrets here. So now, oh, okay. Well, this will still allow me to fusion summon. I think I'm just gonna send back this one, because I'll just get it right back with the magical circle. Oh, you know what? I should probably waited. I should have really waited. I'm just gonna do the Destined Rivals here. Yeah, I'll do it like that. Now just this one. And then a fusion. Just a little. Oh yeah, this is another way you can go into it. Oh, I can just use this one. I think. Oh wait, no, I don't want to do that. Only unfortunate thing is now I don't have a Dark Magician. So hopefully my opponent activates a... Man, I really should have done the Dark Magic Circle after this. Oh well. Now man, I should have gone into a link. Oh well, I'm trying to show off the deck too. Well, maybe my opponent will activate a spell and I'll still be able to get something off the Dark Magicians. And then hopefully I get a good draw. I guess I could do the timestamp for the duel here, since I was also talking about... So I'm just going to say 2 hours 50 minutes. Dark Magician Festival duel plus first discussion. Okay. I need to get back to live. Wait, what? Oh, did I draw the Dark Magician? I think so. Oh yeah, that's right, because it's the one I put on the top. Oh, there's that. Dang. Still got to special summon both though. Guess I can do the one from my graveyard. Also helps me filter out cards from my deck. But yeah, of course the Resonate can just keep going. Just gets to special summon it? How? Oh, did my opponent not know some yet? Did they not know some yet? I don't get it. Summon... Yeah, they must have not known some yet. Wow. Ah, boy. Wow, look at all that. That's crazy. So a Resonator deck is another deck you could be playing here. I don't have the means to play Resonators anyway. It's another pretty big synchro style deck too. Come on. Yeah, maybe I'll just skip the Goosebumps for this week. Hopefully not a lot of you are too offended by that, but I can always just say this week was kind of a skip just because there's a lot that I did the 2 days. And even with I think trying to cut back a little bit on the deck explanations, it's still there were just a lot. But luckily I think the other festival I should be able to get to on Monday. So I'll just talk about the lone decks then. Kind of wanted to talk about them today, but I just don't think I'm getting time to it. I'll just talk about those on Monday, though. But yeah, I think this is pretty much just going to be the wrap-up, so I'll just say it now. Thank you, everyone, who did come. Thank you, especially the ones who commented as well. Chad, Clipbomb, Jardell, Sub Arrow. Hopefully I'm saying all of your names correctly. Yeah, thank you to all of you. And thank you to everyone else who was looking here, or wants to see it after. I'm not gonna do any packs either. It's already getting to be pretty late in the afternoon. Yep. I might be able to make a comeback here. Luckily that these don't really have any quick effects, that's good. So I think I should be able to make a comeback here. So I'll go ahead and add the Magician's Rod. Take care, everyone, and thanks, Joshua. Press that like button, folks. Yeah. Luckily I have, even if I don't make it on YouTube, I do have backup plans too. And I think it's always good to have backup plans, even if you think you're doing pretty well on YouTube, and just in general. Because you might not, like, just in case it doesn't turn out as well as you thought it would. That's my thinking anyway. I think I'm just gonna send the Illusion of Chaos back. I was never really planning to make YouTube a big thing. It's mostly just to help out my friends group on Facebook. Maybe make a little bit more enjoyable content for them. I think it's been working pretty well. Yeah, I might as well do Soul Servant, draw an extra card. You can add the magical circle right there. Yeah, so I'm gonna do Soul Servant here. Oh yeah, and then this is pretty nice. Now I can just do the fusion play, which I think I will. So now I can go into another Dark Magicians because I have an extra copy. I think that's what I want to go for. Yeah, that's the only one I can go for. Oh, I wonder if... No, it's not counted as Dark Magician while it's on the field. Some of the fusions are, but this one isn't. Oh, and then this one will allow me to make sure I get whatever it is. So I think I go for a Dark Magical Circle in this case. Yeah. Now I can just draw it. I mean, it really doesn't matter. I'll just activate. I think I'm gonna... No, I better do this and I can make sure I draw if there's anything good. Ooh, the Successor Soul is nice. That's a good card. So I can add this, and now I can make sure I draw the Successor Soul. So now, Successor Soul. Oh yeah, I got to draw 2. Oh wait, does that not work? It's weird. Whatever, it's fine. I don't know why it's not working. Oh well. I think I'm just gonna end now. And luckily I get time back there. I don't know why I wasn't able to actually send anything. Oh, maybe it's because I didn't have any no monsters in my hand to deck at this point. I guess that's the thing. Once you run out of like Dark Magicians. Boy. Oh man. Oh man, this is I should have done this first thing. I should have done this first thing. I wasn't even thinking. Well, I think I pretty much lost here. This stinks. Now I don't even think I have time to activate the magical circle. Yeah, luckily I can at least do this though. So I'm gonna activate that. And then before the Dark Magician is actually destroyed, I can do this one. Tribute it off. Add it back to my hand. Special summon these two. So good, I'm not dead yet. Oh yeah, and then this one can't be destroyed, so that's actually a... Wait, what? It's still destroyed? Why would they just... I don't get it. Other monsters. I don't know why those were destroyed, but whatever. It's fine. I have plenty of time of finishing this. I think. I should have plenty of time. You also don't want to do these festivals too quickly because, like, there's probably more missions coming. I forget if more missions come during these, like, festival sort of things. Sort of deals. But whatever, there's a deck. Yeah, I also lost with this deck, but hopefully you saw enough of hopefully you saw enough of them to get good a good look at like what are some of the good decks that you can use in this festival. Yeah, so I'm probably maybe going to try to get the tile here. Looks like I have until the 25th, so yeah, good. I still have a good amount of time here. Not sure if more missions are coming for the Acceleration Festival or not. But yeah, and then the Synchro and Link Festival isn't open until the 18th, and that's going until the 28th. So I think technically I might have been able to show off both the festivals on Monday, but I think it's still better that I do like save one for one stream and then one for another, since they take a bit to get through. Okay. Well, looks like I got the last daily done. Yeah, I mainly just focus on trying to get enough missions done every day, not going too fast. It's not that hard. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video. I have to get going. It's already pretty late into the afternoon. Bye all. And I'll pretty much be doing the same layout on Monday because I need, except it's gonna be the Secret and Link Festival. I think this is a more competitive festival. I think there'll be there's probably gonna be a lot less restrictions here, like in terms of competitive ability. I think they might do that on purpose though, like maybe like something that's a little bit more casual and something that's a little bit more competitive when they do these half festivals here. And then this one, I think it's a bit more competitive. I think like there's a lot less restrictions on the kind of decks you can use here. So I already have a pretty good idea of maybe like some deck I could be using if I don't have like really any other deck, which I think I will pretty much go with the deck I'm thinking of. Anyway, I'll just show that off on Monday. And I'll be going through the next My Deck duels for the next solo mode gate. So I need to make sure that the preparations are done there, but that should be fine. Hopefully I'll be more prepared, because I kind of wasn't thinking I would actually be doing the solo mode today. But I think it still went pretty well. Anyway, 5-1. Oh yeah, and about Twitch, I want to say this about Twitch. I don't think I'm going to be doing Twitch anymore. I tried Twitch, no one showed up to live streams. There might have been a few people watching after, sure, but I kind of like the more of like this more like personal engagement where people actually show up to live streams. So, and I kind of don't want to do like one or the other. I think I'd rather just stick to YouTube, and that way I can like focus more of my efforts on YouTube. That doesn't mean I'm going to be doing more days. But that does mean that like you'll be able to engage with like whatever games I would have been doing on Twitch. I'll just do live streams on YouTube instead. So that'll give you like opportunities that maybe you wouldn't have been given before, which I think is maybe a little bit better, especially like since there are people actually showing to live streams on YouTube. I just think like maybe I do it like this and it's a little bit better, and also it cuts down a little bit on how many days I'm doing streams on. Anyway, I hope no one's too upset about that, but maybe like if you want me to let me know what your thoughts are, like feel free. Just please don't be too disrespectful, or please keep it family friendly. But of course I don't mind any constructive criticism. And especially like once I get into like a job, I think I'd rather like try to not like spend a whole bunch of time doing like streams anyway. And then this way it makes it a little bit like less bad if like some of my streams happen to be a little bit longer like today's is. I don't know. Kind of makes up for like that, I feel. Stuff like that. Anyway, bye everyone. So, that means the next game that I'll play after Master Duel will be the Tower of Fantasy. I'll start doing live streams on that game on YouTube instead of Twitch like I initially planned. And that just might mean that you might not see Tower of Fantasy as soon as you thought, but hopefully that's fine. It should be within the next few weeks when you can start seeing when you should start seeing Tower of Fantasy Let's Plays.